Hi everyone. Today, I know I'm a little late to this, but today I'd like to discuss 𝓍𝓸 and Jennie, both from Blackpink, and both members from Blackpink. I'd like to discuss their Coachella performances, and it was how could I say, a little bit. I just feel a little confused. I do, they were decent performances. I do think they were, but I just. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll start off with 𝓍𝓸. It's just one thing I've noticed with 𝓍𝓸's performance is she does do this really annoying thing where she'll have playback and she is lip syncing. Most of her performances have been just her lip syncing. Well, not most, sorry, like some of the performances have been her lip syncing, and I always notice that she does this thing where like she wouldn't even, at times she doesn't even lip sync some of her lyrics, and it's very frustrating to watch. It's kind of like Tate McRae's performance at the Brits about 2-3 years ago, where Tate was just like singing some parts, and then I think she was either singing or miming, like she was singing and miming some parts of the song, and sometimes that parts of the song were just playing in the back and she wasn't even moving her mouth or even trying to sing or anything. So like that's what 𝓍𝓸 does in her performances. She would just like sing. It's kind of like mime or sing. So sorry, what am I saying? So it's like playback, the song's playing in the background and she'll just mime some parts and then not mime other parts, and it's very frustrating. It's really frustrating to watch. And like dance-wise, 𝓍𝓸's amazing. I think she was the best dancer of Blackpink, and she was my favourite member of Blackpink. I always said she had the most presence and she gave the most, and compared to the other members, I always thought the other 3 members just like looked bored on stage at times. Not all the time, just at times some of the other 3 members really looked bored on stage. And yeah, I always I really wanted to stand behind 𝓍𝓸. I really wanted to be behind 𝓍𝓸 when she went solo. I absolutely love 𝓍𝓸, my favourite member of Blackpink, and with her solo career, it's just sad because it's like I love her songs like Money, Rockstar, 𝓍𝓸 as well. Those songs I love the most, and I just think every time she performs on stage, it's just just hard to watch. I just really think she could do with I think she's a great rapper. She's a good rapper, but the singing part she could do with vocal lessons. I'm not saying she's a bad singer, but I think she just need a bit of improvement. Instead of sending her instead of her just performing on stage, I think it would be better if she got vocal lessons instead of just performing that much. It's better if she took time out to get vocal lessons instead, just so she could literally be the triple threat, rapper, dancer, and singer, all 3. So I just really it just would be good if she did that, because especially the American market, they want people to actually sing, while Jennie and 𝓍𝓸 both come from the Korean K-pop industry where miming is allowed. People don't care if you mime, but if they do want to be famous outside of Asia, in countries like America, then especially outside Asian countries, people want artists on stage to actually sing and not just mime only, because that just annoys people. And both Jennie and 𝓍𝓸 are getting accused of being lip sync queens right now, and yeah, you don't want that name. You don't want that name, especially if you're trying to make it around the world. If you want to be successful around the world, I just don't think it's really, really the nicest name to have. But the amount of times that both have mimed their performances, they are going to get known as lip sync queens. And going on to Jennie now, watching her performances, I just don't. She says that she's previously has said in the Blackpink days that she gets ill very easily and she gets tired very easily. Then I just don't know why you would enter the K-pop industry, especially in that industry. You are you have to know how to dance. You are made to dance on stage, and you need all the energy to perform one song after the other. So I just don't know why, not in a mean way, she did join K-pop. She should have just joined another industry where dancing wouldn't really be required. And if she just wanted to just rap only or sing, she should have just went for that. But watching Jennie's performance, and a lot of other people have been saying this, by the time it came to her second song in Coachella, when she performed on stage, she was just out of breath. Just a bit like me now, out of breath. I don't know, I just don't exercise, I'm just lazy, but but yeah, a bit like me, out of breath. So by the time it was the second song, she just sounded out of breath, and at times like she like sometimes Jennie lip syncs as well, and you know, it's just, you know, she's another one that gets accused of lip syncing, and dance wise, I don't mean to be mean, but Jennie is really stiff. Like it's like the backing dancers at Coachella were slowing down for her. Like she's a really stiff dancer, and it's really hard to watch. Like if she was, fair enough, she was new to the industry, but she's been a K-pop star for years. Like Blackpink started around 2015, 2016. And she's been literally a K-pop trainee since 2000, I think since 2010, I think. I think it's since then. So since, like, you know, at least the early teens. She's now 29, so I think that'll probably be early teens, wouldn't it? Or like late teens. But like, yeah, since her teen, she's been like learning to dance, and especially we know in K-pop they are made to learn to dance. So, like, you know, they have to practice day and night. So it just shocks me that Jennie is still such a stiff dancer, and it was just like her performance is hard to watch because the backing dancers are just destroying her. And you know, fair enough, if she was new in the industry, then you'd get why she was stiff. Then you can sort of lay off, but it's like you've been dancing since you were in your teens, and these backing dancers are like destroying you. And like a stiff dancer is just hard to watch in Coachella, and everyone's like, she ate, and it's like, no, it was just really, like, I don't mean to be mean, but it's just like, you've been dancing all these years, like, why are you just like that? Like, why are you dancing so stiff? It doesn't make any sense. But and of course, like, Jennie's song is copied from a Bollywood song anyway, so that's just, you know, like, she's like acting like she's owning that song as well. But oh, of course, Bollywood is always copying anyway from us. Anyway, Bollywood industry is always copying from other industries anyway. So yeah, so yeah, I just think, so yeah, Jennie, I've never really been a fan of. I've always thought she's a very lazy performer, even in Blackpink, and like she's making more of an effort with her own solo performances than she did with Blackpink, which, you know, I've said in a previous video before, it annoys me a bit that she's making more of an effort then. I mean, like, she makes more of an effort with solo performances than in Blackpink, so it's just not really fair on the Blackpink fans all these years, even if she didn't like being Blackpink after a while. But yeah, I just think Jennie's another one that could do with vocal lessons as well, and not in a mean way, especially in the song she sang in with Zico. I think it was like 2 years ago. That song was last year, the song Spot, and you could hear in that song she can't sing. And you know, if she's going to be singing and rapping in a song, it's better if she gets vocal lessons, just like Lisa as well. If they're both decent rappers. They're actually both good rappers. I actually like, I think they sound good when they rap, but when they sing, it's just, it doesn't sound, yeah, it does sound off. And you know, it's just not really fair. They just made it to Coachella just to lip sync, and it's just not really fair on, like, you know, so many other artists around the world that would actually sang live and danced at the same time. So, and I know it's hard to sing and dance at the same time, I totally get it, but Michael Jackson did it for years, so I just, you know, it would be good if, like, artists made more of an effort to train themselves to be able to, you know, sing and dance at the same time, just like Michael Jackson did it. So I just don't really get that excuse. But yeah, I just think we're both with Jennie and Lisa, their Coachella performances, you know, were really hard to watch, and especially I'm a Lisa fan. I wanted to stand behind Lisa in a solo career, but her performances have really been, like, kind of just frustrating to watch. I don't know what she's doing. I think she needs, like, more, you know, she just needs to, like, really work, like, sing, basically. It'd be better if she was live. And same with Jennie, just better if she's live as well on stage. But yeah, that's all my thoughts are. I know some people might not like what I've just said about, you know, Lisa and Jennie. But, like, you know, that's my thoughts on their performances. But, you know, let me know your thoughts, even if, like, you agree with me, if you don't agree with me at all. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're interested in more videos like this, definitely drop me a follow and or subscribe to my channel on YouTube. And yeah, and see you all soon. Thank you for watching.